What if I told you that you might be dealing with someone who's using self pity not just as an emotional shield, but as a weapon to manipulate you into meeting your unspoken, insatiable needs? Have you ever encountered someone who seems to be constantly the victim of life's cruelty, always sharing their struggles and suffering, yet something about their sadness feels off, like it's designed to make you feel sorry for them? It's almost as if their pain is a weapon they use to make you take care of them, protect them, and sacrifice your own well being in the process. Welcome to the world of covert narcissism, where self pity is the manipulation tool so subtle you might not even realize you are being played. Let me ask you, have you ever felt drained after spending time with someone who always seemed to need your empathy, but never truly gives you the support you deserve in return? Do you find yourself constantly apologizing for things you didn't even do? Does it feel like no matter what you do, their emotional needs always come first? What if I told you that you might be dealing with someone who's using self pity not just as an emotional shield, but as a weapon to manipulate you into meeting your unspoken, insatiable needs? Covert narcissists are experts at creating an illusion of vulnerability. They hide behind a facade of being soft spoken, humble, or even self depreciating. But beneath this delicate veneer lies a master manipulator. They play the role of a perpetual victim, always suffering, always burdened by their past, their circumstances, or the cruelty of others. It's an act they perform so convincingly, it might feel like you're the one who's cold hearted if you don't show them compassion. They'll tell you about how life has never been fair to them, about all the betrayals they've endured, and how no one understands the depth of their pain. You, being the empathetic person you are, want to help. You want to fix things, to heal their wounds, to be the hero they claim to need. But here's where the danger lies. Their self pity is never about getting better. It's about keeping you stuck in their emotional web, constantly focusing on their pain instead of your own needs. Now, let's break this down. Why does self pity work as such a potent manipulation tool? Because it's a sneaky way of making you feel responsible for their emotions. When someone constantly portrays themselves as helpless or downtrodden, they are subtly signaling to you that they need rescuing, that only you can fix their misery. It's emotional blackmail without direct threats. Instead of demanding help, they use their sorrow to guilt trip you into offering it, keeping you in a state of obligation, constantly giving to them while receiving little or nothing in return. But here is the kicker: the covert narcissist knows how to mask their intentions. They'll never outright say, I need you to fix me, or I need you to feel sorry for me. Instead, they'll bait you with stories of hardship, hints of loneliness, or feelings of abandonment. They'll create an environment where your response or concern and empathy feels like the only correct answer. Any attempt to question your perspective or set a boundary is met with even more self pity, because to them, your empathy and attention is their birthright. Now, have you ever found yourself in a situation where the more you gave, the more they took, but it never felt like enough? It's because covert narcissists operate in a cycle, an unbreakable loop of victimhood and manipulation. Once you've been pulled in, they'll constantly keep you on your toes, offering brief moments of normalcy to lure you back in, only to drop another bomb of sadness or frustration to draw you back into their emotional sphere. It's like you're walking on eggshells, never knowing when the next emotional storm will hit. And when it does, you're right there, offering them the same empathy, the same reassurance, and the same sacrifice. Meanwhile, their own emotional growth stagnates. They don't actually want your help in resolving their issues. They just need you to stay emotionally enmeshed with them. Your well being is secondary. This is how narcissistic supply is maintained. Let's take a hard look at the toll this emotional manipulation takes on you. First, it erodes your boundaries. The more you give to someone in need, the less you have left for yourself. Your own needs, whether for rest, connection, or personal fulfillment, begin to fade into the background. You start to feel guilty for taking time for yourself. After all, if they are struggling, shouldn't you be there for them? Shouldn't their pain come first? Second, it can lead to emotional burnout. Imagine being the only one in a relationship, whether familial, romantic, or platonic, who is constantly providing emotional labor but never receiving the same level of care or attention. Eventually, you'll begin to feel resentful, though the covert narcissist will have you questioning whether you're being too hard on them. After all, they are just so hurt, aren't they? And finally, it can wrap your self image. When someone repeatedly plays the victim, you might start to doubt your own perceptions of reality. You might begin to wonder if you're really being too demanding or too insensitive. The narcissist's endless cycle of victimhood distorts your ability to trust yourself, clouding your judgment. So, how do you break free from this? How do you stop being manipulated by their never ending pity party? The first step is recognizing that you can't fix them. No matter how many times they promise that this is the last time they are hurting, no matter how many apologies they offer, they will always find a new crisis. Covert narcissists do not change, they evolve, but their fundamental needs for validation and control remains the same. And they will continue to use their self-pity to draw you in again and again. The second step is setting clear, firm boundaries. You have every right to protect your emotional well being. You are not responsible for their emotions, and you cannot be their emotional caretaker. If they truly cared about you, they would respect your boundaries. But a covert narcissist sees these boundaries as a challenge to their control. You have to stand firm and make it clear that their emotional blackmail will not work on you. Finally, realize that empathy is a powerful gift, but it can also be a tool of manipulation in the wrong hands. It's okay to care deeply for others, but not at the expense of your own peace and stability. In relationships where self pity is the primary mode of communication, you need to be discerning and self aware. Guide your emotional energy like it's the most precious thing you have, because once it's drained, there's little left to give. Remember, you are not a vessel for someone else's emotional baggage. You are not the fixer of their pain, the solver of their problems, or the savior of their emotional world. You are a human being with your own needs, your own worth, and your own life to live. Don't let someone's self pity drown out your own voice, your own worth, and your own happiness. I want you to leave here today knowing this: self pity is a tool of manipulation that covert narcissists use to create an emotional dependency. By recognizing it, setting boundaries, and protecting your energy, you can reclaim control over your own life and protect yourself from emotional exploitation. Thank you for watching and listening. I do hope this has helped someone today. Um, do like and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.